We've gone over some common rule misconceptions before. In this video we'll continue that and go over some more rules that are commonly misapplied or misinterpreted and give you the correct ruling. Let's go through them. The first is that if a runner overruns first base, then they must turn left into foul territory or they can be tagged out. This is wrong. In order for a runner to be tagged out after overrunning first base, they must make an attempt or feint towards second base. This does not include turning the wrong direction, such as turning right instead of left, or going into foul territory or fair territory. The only marker is whether or not they make an attempt or if they feint towards second base. After they do this, then any fielder with the ball in their possession can tag the runner out. The next one is that a ball is dead on a foul tip. People don't necessarily say this out loud, but the way that they apply the rules definitely would indicate this. I'll explain what I mean in a second. First, this is wrong. A foul tip is not a dead ball. It is a live ball and it's ruled as a strike. What I mean when I say people apply this is that coaches usually call back runners or say runners cannot steal on a foul tip. Runners can steal on a foul tip and consequently can be tagged out on a foul tip. A foul tip is ruled as a regular strike and the ball is still live. Any play that would happen on a live ball can happen after a foul tip. The next rule misconception is that a ball is foul if it lands on or bounces off home plate. This is incorrect. First of all, home plate is in fair territory, so if you have a ball that stops on home plate, it is a fair ball since it's in fair territory. Similarly, if you have a ball that bounces off home plate into fair territory, it's still ruled a fair ball. If it bounces off of home plate and goes into foul territory, of course that will be ruled a foul ball. Home plate doesn't work like first or third base, where a batted ball that hits first or third base is automatically ruled a fair ball, but home plate can have a ball that bounces off of it and goes foul and therefore be ruled a foul ball. Another thing you'll hear said, especially by coaches when there's a close play at the plate, is that a catcher must leave a path for the runner. This is not necessarily true. It is true that if the catcher does not have possession of or is in the act of fielding the ball, then they do need to leave a path for the base runner. However, if the catcher is in the process of receiving or fielding the ball, or if they already have possession of the ball, they can move into the base path. At that point, it is up to the base runner to avoid contact and to not make malicious contact with the catcher. If the catcher is in the process of fielding the ball, the runner can't simply bowl them over, he needs to make an attempt to avoid contact. This may include leaving the base path that he's established to home plate. The runner may leave the base path in order to avoid contact with the catcher, especially if the catcher is in the process of fielding the ball, and they will not be called out. They will be called out if the catcher attempts to make a tag, and this is the reason that the base runner leaves the base path. So while it is true that some of the time the catcher does need to leave a path for the base runner, this is not true universally. If the catcher does already have possession of the ball or is in the process of fielding the ball, then they can move into the base path. The last misconception we'll talk about is that coaches cannot touch or high-five players in order to congratulate them on a home run or hit. This is not true. What this is alluding to is coach's interference, where a coach assists or supports a player on the base paths physically. This does not include emotionally. If you have a coach that pushes a player towards a base, if they hold a runner in order to prevent them from advancing, this would be grounds to call the base runner out on coach's interference. However, a high five or congratulation does not count as physically assisting or supporting a runner. This would fall into the emotional category. First of all, usually when a coach is giving a player a high five or some sort of support like that, there's no play being made on the player, so you can't call coach's interference. Additionally, they're not assisting them in order to get to a base or to stop them from running to a base. They're simply congratulating their player. This does not count as coach's interference. Once again, whether you're an umpire, coach, or player, always make sure that you read the rules and review them year to year, especially as things change, and also to double check when things are said on the baseball field that they're actually representing what's in the rule book. Many times, coaches, players, and umpires just repeat things that they've heard and they haven't done the due diligence in order to look them up in the rules. Doing these things will help your playing, your coaching, and your umpiring and bring them to a new level. Leave a comment below of some rule misconceptions that you've heard on the field, and subscribe to our channel to see more content.